a profound shift occurs in the heart of human experience, a change that many observe but few truly understand. As you journey through the seasons of life, you might notice a quiet turning inward. The need for constant social gatherings, large family events, and busy communities may gently fall away. Some may call this a retreat, a sign of sadness, or a fading from the world. Yet, this perspective does not see the deeper current. What is truly happening is a profound attunement to the very essence of your life's flow. After many decades of flowing outward, nourishing the world around you, your spirit begins to seek a different quality of engagement. It is not a conscious decision at first. It is the quiet, intuitive wisdom of your being, which has learned to sense which currents nourish it and which ones disturb its peace. Think of a great river in its final journey to the sea. It no longer scatters its power in countless small streams. Instead, it becomes deeper, calmer, and more focused, carving a clear and true path. Your own consciousness follows this same natural law. When you find yourself choosing stillness over noise, you are not becoming less social or less alive. You are becoming more aligned with your own inner truth. Your life's journey has taught you to recognize the subtle difference between interactions that uplift your spirit and those that simply scatter your attention. You develop an inner sense of direction, a compass that guides you toward relationships and environments that amplify your own quiet strength. This inner shift can be a source of confusion for those who still find comfort in the familiar currents of social expectation. They may see your quietude as a form of distance, but what is truly emerging is a powerful and authentic act of self-honor. You have spent a lifetime giving your waters to many fields. You have navigated the demands of your path, held space for the needs of others, and honored connections born from duty or history. Now the great river of your life is gathering its own strength. This awakening, which often deepens in later years, is about returning to your own essential nature. Your being holds a deep, quiet memory of every interaction. You have an inner knowing of how certain people have brought light to your journey, and how certain situations left you feeling lost in a fog. You remember conversations that flowed with life, and those that circled back on themselves, leading nowhere. You recall gatherings that felt like wearing a heavy costume, growing heavier with each passing moment. What arises from this awareness is not resentment, but a luminous clarity. You begin to see that your time and your attention are the most sacred resources you possess, worthy of wise and loving investment. This brings a profound feeling of homecoming that is hard to describe to those still on a different part of the path. The pull to meet external expectations, to play a part that was never truly yours, simply begins to dissolve. This transformation is more than just a change in your social calendar. As you embrace this stillness, something remarkable happens. The silence, which our world often mislabels as emptiness, reveals itself as a space of profound peace and creativity. Without the constant echo of other people's stories and demands, you can finally hear your own. You reconnect with parts of your spirit that have been waiting patiently for your return. You rediscover passions that were set aside in the busy seasons of life. You create the inner space to explore the deep questions that have always been with you, waiting for a quiet moment. This intentional turning inward is a sign of true spiritual ripening. After a lifetime of looking for reflections in the eyes of others, you begin to trust the light within yourself. You understand that your feeling of discomfort in certain places was never a sign of weakness, but a clear signal from your inner guidance. The process unfolds gently, like the changing of the seasons. It may begin with you graciously declining an invitation that once felt like a duty. Family events that once required immense preparation now become a simple choice, not a command. Connections that were built on the sands of shared history rather than the rock of true kinship may naturally drift away. Calls that once seemed vital may now feel like a gentle disturbance to your inner peace. There may be those who view this as a form of holding back, as being selfish. This viewpoint fails to honor the vast ocean of giving that has defined your life's journey until now. Most who reach this stage have already poured themselves out in service through their work, their families, and their communities. This selective stillness is not about selfishness. It is about finally learning to honor the sacred space of your own being. This growing awareness of your inner climate will also change how you experience the world around you. You may find that crowded spaces, which were once exciting, now feel turbulent and unsettling. The constant background noise of modern life, once filtered out, now becomes a noticeable disruption to your tranquility. This same discernment applies to the stories you consume. News that is designed to agitate the mind begins to feel like a poison. Online spaces that promise connection reveal themselves as merchants of distraction and comparison. Entertainment built on conflict and drama loses all its flavor. What blossoms in its place is a deep appreciation for sincere communication, for shared, meaningful silence, and for action with purpose. Your conversations may become fewer, but they will be immeasurably deeper and more true. You may find yourself spending more time in the arms of nature, feeling its healing rhythms, restoring your own. Creative pursuits that flow from your authentic self become your priority, replacing activities that were designed merely to pass the time. The wisdom of this path becomes clear when you consider the alternative. To continue engaging with what scatters your focus leads to a kind of inner drought, a life that feels brittle and lacking in deep moisture. But those who honor their inner compass, those who cultivate their own inner garden, often find their health improving, their creativity blossoming, and a profound peace that feels like a return to the very source of life. This journey also frees you from the need to explain or defend your choices. The lifelong pattern of seeking approval gives way to a quiet mountain of self-trust. You no longer feel the pull to accept every invitation or engage in every activity that does not align with the rhythm of your own heart. The misunderstanding that surrounds this behavior comes from a cultural story that equates outward motion with inner vitality. Our world teaches us that to be alone is to be lonely. But this story fails to honor the difference between the ache of imposed isolation and the richness of chosen solitude. Those who mindfully choose their interactions based on resonance are practicing an ancient form of self-care, a wisdom our world is only beginning to remember. This way of being often leads to far deeper, more meaningful bonds with a smaller circle of kindred spirits. Quality, not quantity, becomes the organizing principle of your relationships. Your words become more honest, your connections more authentic, and the time you share with others becomes a source of deep nourishment, not depletion. This inner harmony naturally begins to shape your outer world. Your home transforms from a stage designed to impress others into a sanctuary that supports your spirit. You release objects that hold heavy memories or discordant feelings. Your living space becomes a temple of peace, reflecting the true inhabitant within, rather than the expectations of the world outside. The journey toward this inner clarity is one of the most meaningful opportunities for growth in the entire human experience. When we witness this selective turning inward, let us not see it as a retreat. Let us recognize it as the blossoming of a deep and authentic wisdom. These beings have learned to navigate by their own inner stars and to honor the sacred boundaries that protect their continued growth and well-being. Ultimately, this transformation is a gift not only to the individual, but to the world. By refusing to participate in discordant interactions, they become silent teachers, modeling healthy presence for all of us. Their selective path demonstrates that true connection is real and that we do not need to settle for a life filled with shallow engagements. Understanding this opens a door for anyone who seeks a more authentic way of life. When you see someone embrace a quieter path after 60, do not mistake it for sorrow. Recognize their journey as a testament to a hard-won peace. They have learned the difference between what nourishes the soul and what drains it, and they have found the courage to honor their own well-being. For those who are younger, witnessing this in your elders offers a precious teaching. Instead of seeing their choices as a rejection, see them as a map. They are showing you how to honor your own life force and to invest your time and attention in what truly matters. Their example is a guide for living more consciously, a quiet invitation to find the way back to yourself.